Hi guys, welcome, happy fall. So I normally just make videos about my aquariums and my decorations. If you haven't seen those videos, you can check out the playlist I've created for them. But in today's video, I am sharing my front porch with you, and it's small, but if that's something you're interested in, then just keep watching and let's jump right into the video. There they are. I made this little pond, honestly, to grow out plants, but it ended up being my rescue for the Danios that were being mean and ate like 6 fish, or killed them, and I don't know what happened.
Well, maybe the fish killed themselves.
Alright, so this lovely silvery fern here probably needs some water. This is our Porch cat. She has adopted us. And I've got a Swedish ivy cutting. I'm trying to root in the water here. A little sad there. I'm hoping that if I hang it in this corner that maybe its leaves will darken. And then, like I said, I added this tub. It's for feed, so it's very shallow. I wish it was a little bit higher, because I wanted to try to grow out some aquatic plants. And then this guy is doing absolutely wonderful.
Alice, you are gorgeous.
I don't remember what it's called, but I have seen it at Disney. I've seen it at Animal Kingdom. And so when I saw it at Walmart's nursery, I got it and I've planted it on both sides. But this side has completely died back. And nothing I plant in here seems to do good, including this guy. So it does come back. It gets new leaves and it does return. So what I've done is, I don't think it's in a good soil. I've never actually prepped this soil for plants, and I probably should have. What I did was I added some leaf mulch to try to cap it, and so the soil will at least retain some moisture. The ferns love it. These ferns grow everywhere and I can't kill them. And then next to that, I have the jasmine. I've tried to train it to grow up the column, and it seems to get maybe too much shade, because when it's really moist it gets this mold on it. So that's the new growth. The old growth gets this black mold layer, so it's not that attractive. I'm just trying to rub this black stuff off, and I'm trying to get the bottom as well. There's these little brown spots. They're on the bottom of the leaves. I'm not sure what that is, if that's mealybugs or just some, I don't know what insect that is. I didn't even know this was an insect. If you know what this is, comment below and let me know. But basically whatever is on here, from what I read, is they are sucking the sap from these leaves, and it leaves the honeydew substance, and then the mold grows on that substance. The only other thing I can think is that normally bugs and pests appear when you don't have the right conditions for your plant. So maybe this spot may just not be the best spot for it. So I'm going to do my best to get this guy living its best life that I can give it and provide it. And I might have to amend the soil. And if worse comes to worse, then I guess I'll just have to take the plant out altogether.
Take it out, take it out, take it out, take it.
All right, and then over here, the boys have been collecting rocks because we want to get rid of the rocks. I used the rocks that were in this bucket just to fill in the bottom layer there. I did add the kitty litter on the bottom, again, because I wanted to grow plants. So when this ended up being like a rescue tub for the Danios, it just is what it is. Over here, we've got this planter, which is doing pretty good as long as I keep it watered, make sure it doesn't dry out. got this draping plant. I don't know what it's called. And a begonia in here. My poinsettia is in here. As long as the poinsettia is in this spot, it gets the right amount of light, and I keep it watered, it does really good and doesn't die back. I redid this one. These were actually in my shower, so I've just recently planted this and added some rocks. I didn't have enough rocks to cover the top completely. All right, and then up here is this Swedish ivy plant, and when I was rotating this, I broke off one of the stems on accident, and that's why it's rooted in the jar over there. And I think this guy gets too much light. The leaves are really yellow and pale, and I was expecting it to stay kind of a dark green, but it has not. So I don't know exactly what the care requirements are for this. It seems to really like being in this spot because the side that's facing the sun does really well. But yeah, this is Swedish ivy. It's a little bit of a crazy grower, and I don't know why it drapes down one side more than the other. So this side was getting more sunlight than this side was. So when it was rotated, this side just grew and grew and grew. But let's get a better look. This guy has bloomed in the last few days.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
I am going to water this today, but I wanted to show you that it has been blooming. It's got at least 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got all kinds of blooms on it today. So this Swedish ivy just started blooming. So that's the ivy, and I do want to do an experiment and put a basket up there and see if I can get more cuttings, another basket, and see which one will do better on the porch out here. So yeah, so I would like to put another plant hanging back there. I've had plans for this wall to do like hanging planters. I still don't know what I'm gonna do, but I would like to cover this wall with plants. So it'd be interesting to see which ivy plant will do better or look better. I bet the one that's in more shade would get smaller leaves and a darker green leaf than that guy. So it'll be a fun little experiment. Guess what I found just the other day as I was organizing that wall caddy behind me, which by the way is from Hobby Lobby, but I store a lot of my project plans in it, and these are the woodworking plans for the mini tables that are on my front porch. So if you saw those and you like them, well, you can either screenshot this or you can message me on Instagram and I will share these plans with you. If you want, you can try to build them yourself. So these are the plans I gave my husband. You can maybe take a screenshot if you want to make your own. He does little woodwork projects for me as long as they're small. These tables are really cute, but just a word of caution. One day when I was cleaning my front porch and moving everything off, I removed this and I turned it upside down. And so when you're living in Florida or you're in a state where there are poisonous spiders, just be careful because some of the spiders can live underneath if there's like a hiding place for it. Also, they can live underneath in these container pots, which have a lip, which is one reason I don't really like this container pot too much. And I admit I get kind of like a panic attack when I have to come in and move this because I'm worried that there might be spiders under here. So in Florida, we do have the brown reclusive spider and the black widow, and I have seen both. They are reclusive, so they're usually underneath things and underneath lips and ledges. So just be careful and wear some gloves when handling those kind of items. And if you see one, just get a broom and knock it off. All right, I think I've reached my limit of being outside. I'm starting to get a little bit sweaty and hot. So I did want to ask another question though about the planter here. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about it and let you know. For this guy, one of the stems is like starting to die back. So this would be a good time to, there is some new growth, but this would be a good time to cut it back. I struggle with the soil in this planter because it dries out really fast. And I also just watered it recently with some of my aquarium water, just a little bit, like maybe like half a gallon. I came and just watered just the front part here, and I don't know why, but that always seems to kill my plants in this container. So I actually stopped doing that for a long time. I stopped watering it using the aquarium water when I do my water changes. I don't know if it just oversaturates it and then the roots rot from being in just really moist soil. I guess it's not draining well enough when I do it like that. When I water this with the hose, I don't seem to have any problems. But I recently just lost my, is it a begonia? I just lost my begonia that was in here. And then some of the flowers in the back, I think I lost because I wasn't watering it every day. And this needed water. The flowers did, at least. You can see it needs watering right now. The soil is pretty dry on the surface, and the plants that are in here right now are pretty tolerant of the conditions. So if it gets a little dried out, they're okay. They can tolerate that for a day or two. Let me know if you would like to see me do like a fall container. I can definitely try to do that. I'd like to amend the soil anyways. So I think I was trying out some clay kitty litter in here, and I don't know that that's been the best mix. Maybe just adding it as a layer is probably not the best. Maybe if you mix it in, it works better. I think I did a small layer of kitty litter up there too. And when I say kitty litter, if you haven't seen any of my aquarium videos, I'm using all natural, fragrance-free kitty litter. If you want to know why I used it in my aquariums, then you can go check out the playlist. I'll link it and I'll put it in the description, and you can find out all about why you might want to use kitty litter, at least in your aquariums. So yesterday I came outside to water my plants, and I also tried to clean my jasmine to remove the pests and any mold that has grown and coated the leaves. So I used just a little bit of dish soap in a container of water, and then I ended up swapping out the paper towels with a magic erase sheet that I have on hand in my kitchen. It did a much better job removing the mold that is formed on the leaves. But if you're familiar at all with gardening and houseplant pests, then you know that soapy water is a common remedy that is recommended to remove all kinds of pests on your houseplants and in your garden. I think it's going to take quite a few more treatments, and it is very hot, so I can't last that long out here before getting really hot and sweaty. So if you know of a better way, then please leave a comment below. I would love to read what your thoughts are and any recommendations you have to try to help me get my jasmine back to health and living its best life. So if you know what bug is plaguing my jasmine, or if you have any other tips, comments, or suggestions, you have an idea for a future video, you can always leave me a comment below. Or maybe you just think I'm doing a good job and you'd like to leave me a word of encouragement. I like to read all of your comments. I will be making a Decorate With Me for Fall video next, so stay tuned. And if you like this video, please take the 2 seconds to hit that like button to let me know. I hope you guys have a wonderful fall, and I will see you next time. Bye!